Firstly, thank you everybody for joining us for this morning's media launch. My name's Tony Eads. I'm the chairman of the Sydney Hills Business Chamber, and also I am a small business owner as well, which a lot of us are out here in the Hills and the Greater Western Sydney area. I run a business called Brand Manager, which is a digital communications agency just down the other end of the road. So welcome along a few dignitaries that I'd just like to welcome as well. Alex Hawke, our federal member for Mitchell. Thank you for joining us, Alex. Dominic Perrottet, the member for Castle Hill. Our Mayor, Councillor Dr Michelle Byrne, and also to our fellow Chambers of Commerce. I don't know if any others have arrived, but Rod from the Dural Chamber is here. Thank you and welcome. And obviously we've sent a lot of invitations out to all our fellow chambers, because this is all about Greater Western Sydney, not just the Hills area where we are today, but indeed the whole of the Greater Western Sydney area. The Sydney Hills Business Chamber celebrated last year its 20th anniversary. And in those 20 years, we've seen some big changes in this area. I myself haven't been in this area for that long. I've actually been in here for a few years, but certainly some of the stories I've heard, and when we celebrated our 20-year anniversary last year, a lot of the old black and white photos came out of the archive, so it was interesting to see what's actually happened in the growth. And I know, and you'll be hearing more about that later, the growth for this area is going to continue and escalate as we move forward. It's a unique connected business community. For those of you that obviously live and work here, you know how unique things are out here. We work closely together. The business community is very innovative, very positive. We're doing possibly the biggest event in our 20-year history that we're planning for August, which is what this launch is all about here for you today. We've booked the venue. If it's going to be a big event, you're going to need a big venue. There's not a lot of venues that you can hold a great amount of people. Those things are changing with the growth that we're expecting, but we've had a chat with our friends down in the centre of the Norwest Business Park at Hillsong and booked their convention centre, which holds some 2,000 people. So we're expecting an audience of 2,000. That's 2,000 local businesses, 2,000 local members of the public, anybody in our community that want to come down. They might be starting a business, they might be working in a business, but certainly there'll be a lot of business owners, as well as our members from our chamber and also our local business chambers. So the venue's there. We've also sent the invites out. Now obviously being an election year, there's a few that have said yes, they're going to come, a few that are discussing it. I think a lot of them are waiting for the actual date of the election to be confirmed, which hopefully that won't be too far away. But we've sent invites to the Premier, the Prime Minister, Tony Abbott, ministers, business leaders, politicians, as I mentioned before, our fellow chambers and so on. So the invitations have gone out, some of the acceptances are coming back, and we expect a lot more as we confirm the event a few weeks from now. The date for the event is 7 AM, Wednesday, August 14. So that's the dates to put in your calendars when everything's going to happen just down the road from where we are today. The special event, which is actually in its 4th year, we run a business summit every year. And the idea of the business summit, you'll hear more about that from Richard soon. But our business summit event is basically an opportunity to get our local businesses together and our local community to kind of workshop and discuss areas that are happening, like innovations in the area. There might be obstacles for business, things that are happening. And there's a lot happening in here, from our Norwest Rail Link to the NBN rollout to a whole bunch of things. So it becomes an open forum to have an open discussion about all of those things that affect business in our area. So we've called it this year the Small Business Summit for Greater Western Sydney. Because it's election year, we want to bring in the whole of Greater Western Sydney, not just the Hills District where we are today. So it's going to be a bigger event than we normally run in its 4th year, as I mentioned. Our thanks to the Hillshire Council and also to New South Wales Business Chamber for helping us and supporting this event. The Greater Western Sydney, of course, is home to an excess of 150,000 small businesses. We're a growing region. There's a lot happening in this region, and there's a lot of things that we want to discuss at this summit that's relevant to all businesses in the region of Greater Western Sydney. It's also an opportunity for our leaders, political, business, and all sorts of areas from our local business community to hear from businesses in this area and have that open forum discussion. I'd like to now invite to find out a little bit more about what's happening in this wonderful area, our local Mayor, Councillor Dr Michelle Byrne, to say a few words about the growth.
Thanks, Tony. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests. The Sydney Hills Business Chamber plays such an integral part in our local economy and, of course, in our community, and I thank them for engaging with Council and inviting me to speak this morning. The Small Business Summit is another example of how the Chamber works to assist businesses achieve their potential in the Sydney Hills And I don't think there is a more active business chamber than the Sydney Hills Chamber. They're always up to something, which is fantastic. I'm very much looking forward to the summit in August, and I really do hope that it's a big turnout. And as you know, our region is rapidly changing. We live in one of the fastest growing local government areas in New South Wales, and we expect 100,000 new residents to arrive in our shire over the next 20 years. So that's huge. We are fortunate that our region will soon be connected to the rest of Sydney by rail, and yes, the rail line is finally coming. You can see signs of that right across the shire. Early work has begun, and the state government has purchased homes and businesses, including the council chamber, the Hills Centre and the Operations Centre, and the first tunnel borers are going to go into the ground next year, which is very exciting. One thing that we can be sure of is of change. Buildings have already been levelled here in the business park so that we can start work on North West Station. The Home Centre on Old Windsor Road has been acquired at the side of Bella Vista Station, and of course council is moving to Norwest to make way for the Showground Station. And hopefully by the end of the year, the Hills Shire Council will be in that building over there, which we're very excited about. So it's not going to be many years before a new community springs up around the Showground Station with new homes, shops, open spaces, and of course cafes. And you're going to see this change occurring right across the rail corridor. Castle Hill, Bella Vista, Kellyville, Rouse Hill will all have new homes built close to where the stations are, and a lot of those homes will be apartment living. Council supports putting apartments close to train stations and to make the most of the public transport and to find ways to accommodate the population. And by doing this, we feel that we can retain the existing character of our community. And of course, the rail line is going to bring many new opportunities to the Shire. Our children and of course our grandchildren will be able to catch the train from their own suburbs to get to work, university and the city. And of course, the train line is going to bring business opportunities to the region, making it easier for new businesses to establish, bringing new jobs to the Sydney Hills. So there is great change in the region and there is great opportunity. As some of you have been following recently, Council has unanimously supported a proposal to significantly adjust our boundaries with Hawkesbury, Hornsby and Parramatta. So it means that the current LGA would grow further in size, and suburbs currently split by borders like Windsor Road and Old Northern Road would be reunited. So that potentially opens up more opportunity as well, and you never know, Tony, you might have to send your membership man around further. Might be more businesses to sign up. While we don't expect a quick solution, Council does have an open mind to amalgamations, and we do believe that local government as an industry, it does have to change. So we are working towards that change rather than sticking our heads in the sand, pretend it's not happening. I'd like to thank the Sydney Hills Business Chamber for helping us put Sydney Hills on the map, and you certainly do that. And I definitely look forward to the Business Summit in August 4. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Michelle. And can I also say, I mean, it's lovely from our business chamber to have such a great partnership with the Hills Shire Council, and also for Michelle being such a dynamic, positive mayor for this area. So I think collectively we're doing some wonderful things out here. And also Stephen's here from the Economic Development team, and we work closely with his team as well, which is fantastic. I'd like to next invite up to the podium to say a few words about the dynamic business community that we're talking to you about out here. Our Federal Member for Mitchell, Alex Hawke.
Thanks, Tony, and it's great to see so many people here, the business royalty here from the electorate of Mitchell, the Northwest Business Park. I've got to say, Tony, you invited the Prime Minister, the Opposition Leader, all of those dignitaries to be here, and you ended up with me, so that's fantastic. But I'm very proud as the local federal member because Tony said, look, we need somebody to say something controversial to get a headline for this media conference, so I was your first choice, obviously. Look, I love this business park because every time I come in here, including today, I meet another great small or medium Australian enterprise. Today I've already got a business card that I didn't have, and every time I come here I get 2 or 3. Yesterday I visited an Australian manufacturer, medium scale, in this business park, who is manufacturing for the mining and agriculture industries, who has just cancelled all these contracts with overseas suppliers to preference Australian suppliers. This is a great inspiring story right here in this business park. It is amazing what is going on in each one of these buildings, in each one of these businesses, and in each area of this park. We've got companies like ResMed, a great Australian start-up company, which is now one of the leading exporters of medical devices in the world. We've got the biggest business in the country, Woolies, headquartered here. But we've got tens of thousands of small and medium businesses, family-owned enterprises, people working very hard and doing great innovative and dynamic things, including manufacturing right here in the Norwest Business Park. Great manufacturing, great Australian manufacturing. So it's a real privilege to be able to say to Tony in the Sydney Hills Business Chamber, this is a fantastic initiative, having a business summit here, because as Tony's pointed out, you've got hundreds of thousands of small businesses and medium enterprises all over Western Sydney. Western Sydney is a powerhouse of the national economy and we should never forget it. And it's important to have a summit like this one because government needs to hear what it needs to do to get out of the way to enable those small businesses to become medium businesses and those medium businesses to become great large businesses, just like ResMed has, just like Woolworths has, and just like many other businesses will. So I'm really looking forward to the summit because rather than I think complaining, I think we will get a lot of valuable initiatives out of it. We'll get reasoned discussion and suggestions for government at all levels, and we'll hear a lot about what the future holds. I think this park has a great future, and the train line coming here is a great example of the state government, and Dominic Perrottet has been very instrumental in delivering the train line here, and that is going to bring great benefit. I welcome Michelle Byrne's commitment today to fix the traffic in the Norwest Business Park. Give her a round of applause. Thank you for your commitment to doing that today. We look forward to your initiative in that regard, and I look forward to working with you to help, because with the council here, you know, you don't want to be caught in traffic, right? You've got to think about this, Madam Mayor. You've got to think about all your council officers caught in traffic every day. There are things we can fix and improve here, and all levels of government will be working to provide a solution. I'm here today to say we have some great small and medium enterprises here in this business park doing wonderful things, and this summit will be a great way of bringing people together to get the ideas and the initiatives and the things that we can all be doing better to help and facilitate to ensure this park continues to grow and grow at the rate that Michelle Byrne talked about, doubling the number of employees here by 2020, and grow to ensure it provides all of the prosperity as it already does for our great suburbs and communities in this area. Thank you for having me here today. Hope I haven't been too controversial. I've already solved one of our problems, one of our great problems with the council, and I look forward to this summit so much.
Thank you very much, Alex. Appreciate your time being here and your support, obviously, for our local business community. I'd like to call on our membership and events manager now. He's the guy in the field. He's the guy that's out there dealing and working with businesses and the community out there. He's going to just tell us a little bit about some of the subject matter, the topics that we're going to be looking at this important business summit. And as our Madam Mayor said, he's going to be even busier than he is now because he needs to get on the foot and get out there to these new areas that he needs to knock on doors. So please welcome Richard Holland.
Thank you, Tony. Look, before I start, when Tony first came up with this idea, I was extremely excited. Not for the fact that the Chamber could go out there and beat their chest about putting this event on. It's just a wonderful initiative for the entire Greater Western Sydney region and for small business to really have a bit of a voice, and hence why the launch is on today. Our goal for the summit is basically to provide a forum for major political parties on both sides of the fence, government agencies that support business, and importantly the small business owners out in the Greater Western Sydney to get together. We wish to discuss not only the key challenges that affect small businesses, but also what some of the opportunities are. In my role just this year, I've probably come across half a dozen different agencies who said we could assist business this way, we could assist business that way. Their biggest single challenge is they can't get to the businesses to tell them, and the biggest challenge from business is they don't know it's available. So we hope to be able to flush some of that out as well. At the summit itself, things that we wish to talk about, what are the government plans that affect growth in the region, including things like the NBN rollout, the second airport, if it's going to happen, where it's going to happen, etc. Infrastructure developments in the region. These are all key things that affect a business with its planning. So the more those things are laid down, the better it's going to be for all business to plan ahead. we need to know, and we need to raise what some of the obstacles are to doing business in the West, and that can be around people, it can be around getting funding, and a whole range of issues. So we need to flush those things, and how can government assist us in those areas, and what other business organisations and government agencies can assist there too. And that's probably the last bit of the thing, of really looking at who are those agencies, what do they offer, how can they help the businesses in the hills, how can they help the businesses down at Campbelltown, how can they help the businesses at the Blue Mountains. This thing is from Parramatta to the Blue Mountains, Campbelltown to Dural. Every small business in there should be involved in this. We should easily get 2,000 people to this thing, because if you don't get excited about this sort of opportunity that comes around once in a lifetime, you'll get excited about nothing. This, as Tony said earlier, this will be the single largest event that we've ever put on, and it's just a pleasure really to be able to be part of it, and something that's going to be hopefully a legacy for small business in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Richard. So there you have it. That's pretty much where we're at with the summit. This is the launch of, as Richard said, our biggest event. So next it's up to you, first and foremost. We need you to spread the word. We need you to use those social media channels, those networks that you've got out there to spread the word. We need to fill the 2,000 seats with our local business community of Greater Western Sydney. 7 a.m. Wednesday the 14th of August, just up the road from here, is where we want 2,000 of our local community to be up there. So please spread the word. Booking is easy. It's just gwssummit.eventbrite.com. That's gwssummit.eventbrite.com. That's also on the Sydney Hills Business Chamber website. So you'll hear a lot about it. It's easy to find. Just register your interest, please, today, and also get other people to register as well. The more people we have there, the better representation of our growing and dynamic community we'd have. To the leaders, the political leaders, all those invitations that we've sent out, I urge them today to take note and to come along. We've set the venue, we've got the platform, we'll have 2,000 of our local business community in there, so we need them to come down to have an open forum, summit discussion, a positive environment for us to discuss what we're doing now, how we can do things better and grow even stronger. We want to make Greater Western Sydney even greater, and I think the summit will certainly do that. So thank you very much for your attendance. What I'd like to do as well, if I can invite you all to join us for a massive photo. I think it would be nice to have a big photo. If we can probably organise that somewhere over here, that'd be really good. But on behalf of the Sydney Hills Business Chamber, thank you for attending. We look forward to seeing you on Wednesday, the 14th of August. Good morning.